Hello everyone and welcome to our news and notes video. I'm saying it's for Tuesday. I'm recording this on Monday early evening and I'll be posting it tonight. Nothing is really going to be happening overnight. Um, I'm surprised there was anything that really took place over the last couple of days at all, really, with the Labor Day weekend, but we do have some things that have developed and we'll pass them along to you here. All right, so first of all, to give you a little bit of an update on the live streaming question that I posed a couple weeks ago, trying to figure out who's doing what. What are we going to do about live streaming? The league proposed to the teams going to a unified platform called Sporfy or Sporfy. I'm still not sure how you pronounce it, but um, it appears that most teams have said thank you, but we're good. Um, so far, the responses I've gotten back, and I haven't gotten a response from every team, but the responses I've gotten back, everybody said, yeah, we're going to stick with YouTube. So there were all those issues last year, but apparently um, maybe things have been worked out between the teams, the users, and the platform. I'm not sure, but everyone seems pretty much set on, yeah, YouTube is our primary way of getting the games out and broadcast. So unless that changes, we're just going to run under the assumption that when we get to first week in October, teams are going to have their links set up and they'll probably announce it on their social medias. Um, we'll just go with the assumption, yeah, YouTube it is. So there is that. All right. The again, things there weren't many transactions and pieces of news information that came over the last few days. Not a surprise. This last week was a very slow week. But now that we are roughly 1 month away from camp, and in fact, with some teams, camp is even less than that, we're going to see transactions and news really ramp up. A lot more postings on teams' social media pages. So I think it's going to be a very busy September. Now, just wanted to talk about player moves and transactions. Yeah, we're going to see a lot more. But also keep in mind, and this is something that it really took me a couple of years to get used to this, covering the Fed. It finally like clicked in my head last September. Um, players are trying to move up. So a lot of them sign PTOs with teams in the SP or the ECHL to at least participate in the camp, and they're trying to earn a position. All right. The SP starts a week later than the Fed. The ECHL, I believe, is starting the same week, but with just a couple of teams playing. So most teams are going to be a week later as well there. So there's going to be a delayed domino effect. When we start the season in the Fed, everyone's going to have their 20-man roster. Okay, the 8 teams that are playing the first weekend, they've got to make their cuts first. October 8th is when those are due. But the 20 that they may have on October 10th and October 11th may not be the roster they have 3 weeks later when you get right around Halloween. By then, teams will have their players coming back. I tried out for the Birmingham Bulls. I didn't make it. My Fed rights are held by such and such a team, so here I am. That's going to take a while to pan out. So really, we're not going to have teams with a regulated roster until right around the end of October, early November. And from that point out, then transactions will be more normal, shall we say. But yeah, it's going to be very chaotic. So the 20 that you see on the ice on October 10th may not be the 20 that you see on November 1st. So we will keep an eye on that. But yeah, it's going to take a while to kind of sort out. All right. Let's see. Okay. So the first 8 teams, I'll just mention them because I don't have it written here. First 8 teams that have to make those cuts: Binghamton, Watertown, Danbury, Port Huron, Indiana, Topeka, Columbus, and PD. All those teams have to have their roster set by October 8th. Has to be 48 hours outside of the first game. And then the following day, I can't remember off the top of my head who Monroe is hosting on Saturday. The Baton Rouge? Anyway, those teams will have to make their cuts. Those 2 teams will have to make their cuts by October 9th. And then the following week, everybody plays. So by October 15th, all rosters will be reduced to 20. All right. Merchandise. Yeah. A lot of you are asking about how do you get goods, merchandise. Some teams have their web stores open and ready to go. Teams like Athens and Binghamton and Topeka and some other teams, they're all set. Now, both Biloxi and Indiana will be launching their web stores, their merchandise stores, on Friday, September 5th. So if you want Sentinels garb, you want Breakers garb, that's when you're going to be able to get them. So keep a watch for that. Watch on the social media pages because the teams will announce it then. All right. Let's see. Our signings, we do have a few, and the busiest team this last weekend was the Columbus River Dragons. They signed 3 players. Defenseman Loic Plouffe, he is back. He started the last 10 games of the season for the River Dragons last year and impressed the team so much that he dressed and participated in all 6 playoff games. And so, yeah, he's already got 16 games under his belt. So he's not a green rookie. He's a rookie, but he's not a green rookie. Zach Richards, goaltender, he got signed. He's going to be joining the club to give a little bit of depth. Of course, I would expect the 2 starting goaltenders will be Trevor Babin and Connor Green. But you never know. Richards will compete for a spot in camp, and we'll see where the chips fall. The big signing was forward Tyler Barrow, who has played the last couple of years in the SP. He's got a lot of experience. Very good player, point per game player. The kind of offensive spark that Columbus really needed to get with players like Justin McDonald and Austin Doe fading into the sunset. So we have those signings. The Topeka Scarecrows, they signed a goalie to back up Sammy Bernard, Brady Dyer. He comes out of college, so this is his first pro experience. And I know that it's very worrisome for new fans, especially when you see somebody's just right out of college and they're going to be, are they ready? Usually things pan out pretty well. What was it? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Carolina took a chance on some guy named Mario Cavallari, and he gave him 3 really good seasons. So you never know. You can't know until everyone gets on the ice, laces up the skates, and takes a shift. So, but it really looks like the teams are really scouting a lot better than they have in years past. So, I think there's going to be more hits than misses. All right, Binghamton. They signed defenseman Sergei Sherbakov from Russia, but he's played the last couple of years in the United States. He played in the EHL last year. And then Carolina announced today, because I'm recording this on Monday, that they have signed forward Noah Hippolyte-Smith. Now, Hippolyte-Smith played 2 years ago in Baton Rouge, and then last year with the Mississippi Seawolves, which of course are now the Biloxi Breakers. So that's our signing. So we did have some this weekend. So yeah, how about that? All right. So again, keep an eye on the team's social media pages for the latest news, and of course, keep an eye on this Facebook page as well. As I, when everything gets printed, I relay it to you as quickly as possible. It's usually within a couple hours, so you can keep up to date with what's going on right here in the FPHL. So, the last thing I want to talk about, and I did post this on Facebook, but I am expanding my net a little bit, widening my approach, and something is really funny out there. Anyway, so I have been asked by many people to do some interviews, and I'm a clod when it comes to technology. I admit it, but thanks to some help with YouTube tutorials and a couple of friends helped me figure things out. I think I got things set so I can do interviews. So that is going to be beginning this month. On the 13th, I will be doing an interview with Bob Howard, my friend Bob Howard from the Power Play Post Show. We're going to be talking about things like money matters and contracts and expansion, the expansion draft. We'll be talking about things like that. Things that always raise a lot of different feelings in people. So we'll be doing that. And then the following weekend, I'm just trying to narrow down a time in which we can record the interview, but we'll have a guest that I think many of you will be very, very interested to hear from. There are a couple other people that I want to contact. I hope to have one other interview before we start the season. So kind of like every other week, or three in like 4 weeks. And then after that, I'll have an interview each month, probably posted on the second Wednesday of every month with somebody from the FPHL. I've seen Sean Johnson when he had Ben Schminer do it. Obviously, we had a lot of interviews done by 10 Minute Misconduct and even a couple by Minor Pro Hero. So yeah, it's time I jump into those waters. So that is coming. So keep a watch for that. Of course, I will keep you up to date on Facebook as far as when that is coming. And so yeah, I hope it's something that you guys enjoy. And there you go. All right, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Please subscribe. I look at my analytics, and only about 50% of you who watch my videos are subscribers. So for those of you who are watching, haven't subscribed, really appreciate it if you could click that little button. And also make sure you're following me on Facebook. As I said before, that's all the latest news right there. And also check me out on the Flash Audio Network, which we right now have a Thursday midweek report. And the links to all those platforms are on my Facebook page. All right, 15 minutes. Sounds like a good time to wrap things up. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. Have a wonderful week.